It's a return to action for your Rockford IceHogs as they continue on their three-game Canadian road trip, where today, game number 2 against the Toronto Marlies. Hello, everybody. Joseph Zakshesky once again with you as we take a closer look at today's showdown with your IceHogs game preview. The IceHogs enter today's showdown with a 14-10 0-1 record for 29 points and have slipped down to third place in the Central Division after being off yesterday in the Iowa Wild victorious out on the West Coast. For Toronto, they have moved out of first place in the North Division for the first time this season, 37 points for them on a 2-game skid with a 17-6-2-1 standing. And it is a light schedule around the Central Division today, so the IceHogs have a chance to gain some ground. But the team they are chasing is the Iowa Wild, now 1 point ahead of them, and Iowa later on will be taking on the Ontario Reign. For Toronto, a victory for them could pull them back within a point of first place leading Rochester. Life on the road continues for the IceHogs with Game 2 of this 3-game Canadian road trip. It would begin on Friday at Belleville in the first ever meeting against the Belleville Senators. It was a slow start for the IceHogs, though. 4 shots in the first period, and they would see themselves drop to a 2-0 deficit. But they would push back late in the second period as defenseman Nicholas Beaudin picked up his first professional tally, and 28 seconds into the third, for John Quinville lit the lamp to tie it up at 2. But then the IceHogs would relax back a little bit, and that would allow Belleville to rattle off 3 goals en route to a 5-2 victory. But it's been home sweet home for the IceHogs since coming over to Toronto. 4 players and head coach Derek King, all from the Toronto area, whether growing up or playing in the region. For Nick Mutry from Toronto himself, Tyler Secura, Joseph Cramarosa, and Mackenzie Entwistle all grew up in the suburbs. And for head coach Derek King, grew up down the road in Hamilton, Ontario, but he served as an assistant coach with the Marlies from 2009 to 2015 over 6 seasons. The Marlies have been slipping, dropping out of the top spot with their 2-game skid. They hosted Belleville last night. Forward Kenny Agostino would pick up the only goal coming on the power play. And Agostino has been carrying this Marlies team as of late, has points in 10 of his last 13 games, and enters today tied for 11th in the American Hockey League with 24 points, and he leads the club with 14 goals. And it's been home sweet home for the Marlies at Coca-Cola Coliseum. Last night, only their second loss on home ice, a 12-2-0 standing in this building. That is the best in the American Hockey League. Today is the second and final head-to-head meeting between the two clubs this season. The IceHogs in game number 1 at BMO Harris Bank Center on November 6th would skate away with a 3-1 victory, and that would snap a season-opening 10-game point streak for the Marlies. For Reese Johnson would light the lamp. Philip Kurashev at the time would grab his first professional tally, and Brandon Hagel would seal the victory with an empty net goal. And for the Hogs, this is their first visit to Toronto since the 2014-15 season. They are 4-1-1-2 all-time in Toronto, and 1 win over their last 4 meetings, and that came all the way back on October 2013 with a 3-2 decision. The IceHogs look to grab the season sweep this afternoon against the Toronto Marlies at Coca-Cola Coliseum. Puck drops at 3 o'clock Central Time, and you can catch all the action right here on IceHogs.com and the Hogs Broadcast Network.